Kelly here from createyourfuture.co. So today we have Carol joining us. Hi, Carol.
Hi, everybody.
Guys, we have an exciting success story. One of Carol's clients got her boyfriend back. Yay! It's always exciting when we actually get back into the relationship. So really, really exciting. So we're going to go through and talk a little bit about this success, so you guys can help to create that in your reality, as well as we're going to go over some things like what a gut feeling is, intuition, and basically 3 reminders that Carol tells all of her clients to help them to be successful. So really exciting. Welcome, Carol.
Thank you for having me. Okay. Okay, so this client was in a long-term relationship. And then, you know, she started kind of having some doubts, and she was able to identify exactly how she was feeling, and the way things played out. Next thing you know, SB ended the relationship by just telling her that he just doesn't want to be in the relationship anymore. He's no longer attracted to her, and he just wants out. She was very understanding at the beginning, thinking that it was just a fluke, like whatever, he doesn't mean it. But then time went by, and she realized that she had some work to do, because there was a ghosting and not much contact, well, no contact at all. So that's when she came to us, and we started working on self-concept and how she saw herself in this relationship. And she really worked on herself and how she perceived him to see her, which was, well, I think he just sees me as somebody that has too much drama or too much going on in my life. But no, we changed the story. And she started persisting. And the good thing, I think the most interesting thing about this particular session was, she came to the realization, as she was during the session, we were talking about how everything played out and how he presented himself. And she said to me, well, if everyone is you pushed out, what does that mean? And we talked about, when everyone is you pushed out, this person, it's automatically, this person is in you, this person is you, this person is here. So what you're doing is you are intending for the reflection of them. You are intending how you experience this person in your reality. So I don't want you to think of someone that's out there doing their own thing, and you have to just affirm, hoping that the message will get to them and they'll have a slap on the face and they'll show up. No, it's not about that. You are affirming how you experience this person in your reality, and this person is already showing up as perfect, like you want them to be. You're creating your reality in here. And she's like, okay, I love it, so let's do it. So we created intentions, and within I want to say a few weeks, next call, she said, I ran into him randomly, and we started talking, and we're back together. It was like everything had completely flipped over. Everything that he said, it was like he had never said it. She's in awe. She was like, wait a minute. She actually went through her little book of affirmations, and she's like, I manifested everything in here, and I had even forgotten half of these intentions, because she was only relying on her mental diet.
Right.
So yes, we celebrated, and, and here we are.
That is so amazing. I mean, oh my goodness. And that's really what it is. It's everyone is you pushed out, and it's you're right. It's how you experience people. So, when you put it out there, if you're going to be mad, you're going to be mad. You know what I mean? Like, I remember because what we focus on is actually what we will end up seeing, and our brain will block out everything else. So a really good example of that, I remember years ago, I have this client, and she went over to her SP, specific person's place, to see if he wanted to still be in a relationship with her, because she was feeling rejected. And she goes there, she's like, do you even want to be in a relationship with me? And he was like, yes. And she was like, okay, fine then. And then she like basically stormed out of there, right? And he was like, you're gonna give me a hug? And she was like, like barely, right? Those one of those fine, you could hug me, but I'm gonna be mad hugs, you know what I mean? Anyways, so then I remember, like, we ended up talking like the next day, and I was like, she's like, oh, I went over there, and I'm like, well, what happened? And she actually told me that he said yes, he wanted to be with her, but she didn't even, it didn't register. It didn't register. Yeah, I was like, why are you so mad? She's like, because she doesn't want to be in a relationship. I'm like, why? What happened? And she was like, well, I went over there and I said, blah, 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 and do you want to be in a relationship with me? And then I said, what did he say? And she's like, he said yes. And I was like, okay, well, but then
What are you doing?
so anyways, she didn't even believe me that she said that. So luckily we recorded the session, went back and, so, she recorded it on her phone and she went back and she listened. Oh my, I did say yes. And then, and he would, so, yeah, but when we have tunnel vision, we don't even look, we don't even look at the other things, right? We're going to see and hear what we want to see and hear, right? Because that's what we're consciously focused on, regardless of what's actually going on out there. Like, for instance, there's this NLP thing where we learn about everyone as you pushed out, like perception that you project onto people. And there's this guy, there's this old lady and this like with a handbag, and then there's this young guy and he's basically tackling this old lady. And at first when you look at the picture, you're like, oh, he's mugging her, right? But then the next frame, it opens up and you see above them is a construction site and there's a bunch of bricks about to fall. So he's actually saving them.
Oh.
So that right there demonstrates of how our perception will actually change with the information that we feed into our minds. And the
Yes.
information that we feed into our reality is our intentions. So if we intend to see somebody doing good, we'll see those bricks. If we intend that people are bad, our brain's going to block out those bricks for us and just see that guy mugging her. Do you get what I'm saying? So
Oh,
this is
yes.
why intentions are so incredibly important. And that's how everyone as you pushed out works, because in quantum physics, everything is at every position possible until the observer, yourself, collapses it, the wave function, which is only a
Mm-hmm.
mathematical equation of probability, until you actually, the observer yourself, actually, consciously collapse it into what you expect to see.
Exactly. I love
Yeah.
it. I love that
You
comparison. It's
see,
actually really good. I
I
love it.
know,
And
so impactful.
this is, yes, it is. I'm like, oh my gosh, this is like a breakthrough.
I was like, I even had you. You were like, whoa.
Wow. It is true
I'm back
because
on my
I mean
game.
yes, we say these things and it is so true. It's about our perception of the situation and understanding that what we are experiencing right now, the tangible, or what we see in our 3D world right now, it's not our actual reality. Our reality is what we see up here. It's what we create up here. That's why I always say, take yourself to the moment. Every time you affirm, you take yourself to the moment, to the now. Every time you affirm, just think of these three things. I am God in my reality. I am in control. It's me. It's all me. I am the boss. I am the one in my quantum bubble. I am the operant power. And second thing, there's no such thing as, free will. Everyone is me pushed out. I choose how I experience people. I choose how I even experience myself in my own reality. I choose who I am every single time. It's about choosing that version every single time, because that's the reality that you're creating in your mind. And the third, your 3D world has to conform by law. This is not by luck or by chance, because there's like something out there just throwing random things at you. This is by law. You can't go against it. You can't change it. You can't control. Even if you wanted to stop manifesting, you can't. So you might as well just go with it, and
Right.
choose the thoughts that are going to give you what you want, because you can't stop it.
Statement of the year. I used to manifest, but I'm not doing that anymore.
Well, whether you want to or not, you're doing it every second of the day. So
Exactly.
you might as well go with it, because you cannot stop this from happening. This is something bigger than us. You can't stop this from happening.
Right.
And
So,
it's like, well, I just
yeah,
don't have the power. I'm giving you, you can resign to your power, but the power is still yours. Even though you resign to it, it's still yours.
exactly. Well, and this is why your three points work so well, because you can't stop it. You're always doing it. So now it doesn't become a question of am I starting it or stopping it? Now it becomes a question of am I bringing myself back to the mindset of I'm the creator? Am I back in the driver's seat of this bus? And now that's what it comes to, is those moments of when you bring yourself back to that mindset and to those teachings and to that feeling of, you know what, I'm God of my universe, right? So it's not a matter of starting and stopping, it's a matter of readjusting your perception of yourself and your reality, right?
Yep. And that's where
Yeah.
persistent comes, even if you're having an off
Yeah.
day, even if, even if you have a negative moment, just because you have a negative thought doesn't mean that that thought is going to manifest. It's about, okay,
Mhm.
no, I got this. I got this. I'm always moving forward. It's about persisting and understanding this thought is here, and just face it, look at it straight in the eyes, and thank it. And thank you for reminding me what I have to continue working on. Now let's
Right.
move on. Let's press on.
Exactly. So then the last thing we wanted to touch on, which I know everyone's been waiting for, intuition and gut feeling. So
Oh,
just
yes.
to get us started on this, I just want to read the definition of intuition. So, intuition, the dictionary definition is the ability to understand something immediately without the need for conscious reasoning. Okay. So
That's interesting.
it's a thing that one knows or considers likely from an instinctive feeling rather than conscious reasoning. So basically, intuition is your feelings, right? And we all know how we create our feelings. Our thoughts create our feelings, right? So, what intuition, in my opinion, comes from, where your gut feeling, your intuition comes from, is your subconscious thoughts. So, it'll be previous experience, right?
Exactly. And I think it's very good that we kind of touch, on this topic, because many times, when we're seeing clients, or even in our own lives, or even me looking back before I knew about the law of attraction, do you know how many times we use this phrase? I just have a gut feeling that something bad is going to happen. I just have this gut feeling that he's doing this, that they're talking back behind my, and you have this gut feeling, and then you trust the gut feeling, and then when it happens, you're like, I knew it. It's like, of course it happened, because you had a gut feeling, you believed it, but it's not the gut feeling, it's your thoughts creating the whole time. You have a gut feeling about it, you believe it to be true, you trust the gut feeling, you create more of it, and when you see it happen, and you're like, because I am so intuitive. No. No, you can you can change it. You have a gut feeling. Yes, use that. Make it work for you. You have a gut feeling something bad is going to happen. Affirm what you want to see instead.
Of course, you're intuitive. Everyone's you pushed out, you've created it. Of course, you know what people think and feel. Of course, you're emotionally, like, in tune to it, because everyone's you pushed out, you create it. I mean, you have that power. You're an intuitive person. Yes, because everyone's you pushed out, but you can change it. So, what we're saying is your gut feeling isn't locked in. Like, that's it. I've got a gut feeling. Somebody magically put it there, the gut feeling theory, and that's it. This is the way it's going to be. That's not the way it is. You can intercept that gut feeling, and you would by doing intentions and a mental diet, right? But your gut feeling comes
Exactly.
from previous experience and subconscious thoughts. So what happens is something triggers you, and then it's like your brain says, "Here we go again. I know this. I've been down this road." So basically, when, say for instance, and this is like a negative one. So when Gerry, or not Gerry, we'll use George. Okay, we'll use George today. When George, for instance, when George texts you and says that he's hanging out with the boys this weekend, last time he said that he was actually hanging out with the girls and he ended up cheating on you, let's say. So what'll actually end up happening is as soon as he says that, that will trigger that whole thing, because now that means disappointment, and then you'll get that gut feeling. Okay, because all those things link up and they fire together, all those neurons, and that'll create that gut feeling. So basically, it's just a subconscious thought pattern that automatically fires once it's triggered, that gives you a feeling in your tummy.
Exactly. And same thing for the good things, right? Like when you have
Yeah,
a gut feeling that you're going to get some money, or you have a gut feeling that today is going to be a good day, by all means continue affirming that, because use it, make it work for you, continue
exactly.
affirming it. Have a gut feeling, heck yeah, it's going to be a good day, heck yeah, I'm getting money today. I have a gut feeling about it. If it works, then go
That's
ahead, use
right.
it.
Exactly. Exactly. But I guess really what we're saying is your intuition, inspiration, gut feelings aren't something that's been placed there by a power outside of
Hmm.
yourself. So if
Mhm.
they're not gut feelings and inspirations and feelings and intuition that you like, then you get on your mental diet and start changing it. And that's one thing that you can do to find your blocks is be in a check with your feelings, right? Because if you're not feeling happy, well then you're obviously having some thoughts that are causing that feeling to be happening in your reality to cause that feeling. So start getting on your thoughts to change it. That's the same thing with feeling anxiety. Obviously there's thought patterns that are automatically triggered that are making you feel anxious. So we've got to start getting in there, rooting them out and rewriting that story, you know.
Exactly. 100%.
Amazing. This was an amazing video. We've
Yeah.
covered everyone as you pushed out. 3 tips. We talked about gut feelings and intuition, like absolutely amazing. On top of one of Carol's clients got her boyfriend back. So thank you
Yes.
so much for being
This
here
was
today,
awesome.
Carol.
Thank you for having me. I'm so
And
happy
guys,
for
if
her.
you I know. And guys, if you are looking for any help to find your blocks and to get an action plan or anything like that, Carol can help you. The link for coaching is in the description below. And guys, thank you for liking, commenting, sharing, and subscribing. You guys are all amazing. And we intend that everybody got an aha moment from this video today. And we'll see you in the next video. Bye-bye.